What's going on, guys? It's Christian from the Fellas Podcast in South Detroit Softball. A lot of you guys, we do appreciate you guys following the Fellas Podcast. A lot of you guys have been sending me DMs, um, asking me to look at your swings, give you some tips of advice, which I do appreciate. So I just figured that we would start pushing a little more. I don't want to say instructional content, but just kind of take you through some of the things that I go through when I'm doing my own batting practice. Today we're going to focus on tee work. I think tee work is super important, especially for the guys coming out of hardball and the girls coming out of fast pitch. Super important to get off the tee. I know Leah, when we had her on, the Beavers player, she was talking about how tee work was really important for her as well. So I'm going to kind of take you guys through what I do for tee work. In no way am I a professional. In no way I would consider myself like an instructor or anything like that. I'm just telling you guys what I do personally in order to help me hit the ball the way that I do and the way that you guys see sometimes. So, so for tee work, I always like to start going backside first and then work my way from right to left side of the field. One of the reasons why I do that personally is I feel when we're going backside, we're keeping everything nice and closed, right? You're going to get a nice turn, but at the same time, you're going to keep your hands back to let that ball come deeper in the zone, and then you're going to fire off. When you go backside first, one big point that I like to make, and one thing that we do, and maybe we don't notice, is we also keep our chin on the ball. We don't pull off to hit backside. We're nice and closed, we're nice in here, and we like to keep our chin on the ball. And that's something that we want to do throughout the entire swing. I know some of guys I see, one of the first things I see when guys send me tee swings is they're always going pull side first, and they start yanking their heads way out of the way. So all I'm really focused on when I'm going backside first is I like to set the ball maybe up on my foot in my stance, and then I'll step ahead of the ball to get it back in the zone, and then I'm just going to hit it backside this way. Okay, so after about 10, 15 swings backside, I'll put a couple in like the over the second baseman, right center field gap, but then I like to go middle, especially if I have a pitching cage and stuff like that. I'm not practicing a middle shot or anything like that. I just feel like whenever I'm struggling, middle is where I want to go because if I feel if I can hit that tunnel or that shoot, I kind of like, to me, line everything up. So I'll go middle. I'm trying to keep the ball down. Every time I do tee work, I'm trying to keep the ball down unless maybe I'm like at the very end, I'll try and take a couple home run hacks on the pull side. But generally speaking, I'm trying to keep it, I guess, where you would say where the pitcher's chest or waist would be. I'm going to do 10 to 15 that way. When I go middle, like the farther left you go, the more up in front of the plate you want the ball to be. So if we're standing on the plate and I can go here, and I want to make contact to a right field line, pretty much when people ask or when my players ask me, like, where do you want the ball to be positioned if you're going to pull it or go middle and stuff like that? In very, very simple terms, if I just take this bat and I take a right side swing and then I kind of just keep rotating through the zone, generally speaking, that's going to be where you want to make contact with the softball. Whether it's an inside pitch and be out in front, middle, maybe a little more out in front, a little more outside, and then when I'm backside, I like to keep that ball on my back hip. So after I go 10-15 to the right side, I'm going to go 10-15 to the middle. All right. Lastly, pull side. Like I said, at the end, I'll take a couple home run hacks for fun, but mostly pull side, this is where I'm going to try and cut the ball. My goal with this softball is I'm just going to try and compress this ball dead in the center of the softball as much as I can. So whenever I'm sitting there thinking, even in a game, I'll see the ball come up. I'm trying to, more than half the time, I'm trying to just square up the ball and as hard as I can, just compress this softball. If you catch the bottom of the ball, it's going to spin up, right? If you catch the top of the ball, you're going to top it, but at least you're going to hit it hard. If your intent every time is to sit here and cut the softball, you see a lot of guys just hit rollovers to the pitcher, stuff like that, or quite honestly, a lot of guys hit soft fly balls because they do end up cutting it, but they don't have the exit velo yet, and either the wind's blowing in and stuff like that. Really, when it's not warranted, a lot of the times the cut swings just keep holding the ball up for the outfielder to run under it. So again, what I try and do is I just really try and compress that softball, right? Hit it as hard as I can. I'm not really worried about where exactly I'm hitting it. Like, I'm not worried about the 5-6 hole, yes, but I'm not worried about a 3-foot gap in the 5-6 hole. I'm just trying to hit it hard in a general direction, and then hopefully the defender doesn't have time to make a play on it. So I'll do about 5 to 10 pull swings. Again, this is where I'm going to try and cut the ball, because I like to cut the ball down the left field line because I'm not trying to hit one out every time. And then after that, I will work maybe a couple fun ones hitting them out. Swing anarchy. Okay, and that is generally my tee batting practice for the day. It's 10 to 15 swings going right, middle, left, and a couple fun swings at the end. If I feel like I missed anything, I'll go back and work on that a little bit more. And this is something that in the summer months I probably do 2-3 times a week on top of live hitting. So guys, it takes, if you want to be good at hitting, right? You want to be the hitter for your One Nation team, or you want to be a 650, 750 plus hitter, it's going to take practice. Some guys naturally do it. Not all of us are conference players. A lot of us guys just have to keep working at it and stuff like that. So again, I'm not saying that what you see other guys do is right or wrong. This is just me telling you guys, because you guys have been asking me what I do in a BP session. I like tee work more than I limit the live swings I take every week. And then if I am taking live swings, I'm usually trying to replicate a game swing, trying to hit. That's where I'll try and hit certain spots. But yeah, guys, get to your tee work. Couldn't stress it enough. It's going to help. The bat I was swinging today, Anarchy Code Green. It is a 12.5-inch balanced one piece. If you guys see me swinging that white goat, maybe down to Myrtle Beach and stuff, this is just a repaint of it. You can still get this on the Anarchy website, this Code Green. They're great bats. There's still some models left of the new line we dropped this year. You use code CH15 to save money on your next Anarchy purchase. We'll see you next time for next week's tips. Swing Anarchy!